Ooh, welcome man, welcome back to the channel, guys. Yep, this it. As you can see, Ram 1500. Uh, noise. Noise while turning. They seem to think there's some problem with the front axles. Now, in order to have 90,000 miles. In order to have front axle, this have to be a four-wheel drive. Let me start this up. This must be a four-wheel drive truck. Let's pop the hood, guys. Somebody was asking me about a 1500 the other day. I think this is a four-wheel drive unit. Yep, 4x4. So, let's see what we're working with, guys. So if she suspect noise while turning, clicking noise, axle, there has to be some axle. Yep. There you go, guys. There is some axle. So what we got to do is drive it and verify. But I want to know what we working with under the hood. And it is, whoa. Guys, do y'all see how much confidence they have in this little bitty small 3.6 Pentastar engine? Y'all just saw this is a full-size 1500 pickup truck. 2015 model, I want to say, with a four-wheel drive. So this engine is obviously capable of producing, I don't know the numbers, I haven't looked the numbers up, some torque, okay? It has some horsepower rating for its size. But look at this, guys. This is the V6 3.6 Pentastar, not generation 3. Okay, but like I said, by now, I talk about this all the time. By now, in the 2015s and up, they pretty much got a small handle on the valve train noise. Most of the rocker arms was updated. So if you get rocker arms right now, you're likely going to get the revised, updated rocker arms. But yes, guys, a little 3.6 and a 4x4 1500. All right, JT, that's not why she's here, for me to drool over her truck. So guys, we need to go duplicate this ticking noise while turning. All right, now that involves suspension checks, right? Okay, what we talk about all the time is for, yes, test drive is a must, because we need to duplicate it, and we need to get a sense and a feel for what the suspension is like. Okay, always do a test drive. Now, to duplicate this problem, I'm likely gonna have to go somewhere on a lot that will allow me to do some hard turns, because they said they're getting a ticking noise while turning, and it very well could be those axles. I don't typically take the word of customers, okay? Like, they might have just left the shop and that shop told them they need axles, but even then, even if you just left the shop, hell, even if you just left a dealership, I don't care. I need to verify this stuff myself, and you should get in the habit of doing that too. Never go off somebody else's diagnostic unless you will be waived of all responsibilities. Okay, say for instance, a customer come in and say, I need a PCM. This other shop told me I need a PCM. How much y'all charge to put it on? Yes, we will waive responsibilities for that diagnosis, for that diagnostic. Okay, so in a situation like that, that's different. But I don't too often take advice from a customer or another shop as far as what's wrong with a car. All right, guys, so I'm gonna get on the road. We're gonna go to a lot to where I can just move around, spin around, and make hard turns. All right, because I'm never gonna duplicate this in this little bit small lot. All right, so I tell y'all what, I can't drive and film, but what I can do is put y'all on hold until I get to a centralized location where I can make some turns. All right, guys, so stay tuned, don't go anywhere. I will be right back. All right, guys, I'm here at a centralized, I can move around now. So guys, what I'm gonna do, we're gonna go around in circles. We're gonna make some hard turns and see if we can hear this ticking noise. Now, when I got the ticket, guys, it says ticking noise. I automatically thought, oh my goodness, if it's a Ram 1500, I either have the Hemi Tick, the Hemi exhaust tick, or the 3.6 Pentastar tick. Guys, it's neither one of those three. The ticking noise is not from under the hood, guys, but under the car. It's in the suspension, guys. Okay, so what a relief. Okay, yes, don't always think your ticking noise is valve train related. It's not always a Pentastar tick or a Hemi tick or anything like that. It could be something else. In this case, it is. All right, guys, let's move around, see if we can hear this. I'm gonna shut up so we can get a sense of what kind of noise this vehicle producing. Let's get it. Ooh, hard turn, guys. I hear a little. Ooh. Y'all hear that? So if it does it straight away, let me do it from this side. Ooh, I hear it bad on the left side. So I'm not doing this straight, guys. So the only thing that's affected, the only thing that's twisted in motion like that on a hard turn is your drive axle. Not the drive shaft, but the axle assembly, guys. Remember, this is a four-wheel drive unit, so you have to have, in order to transfer torque from the rear wheels to the front, you have to have a drive shaft and two drive axles to reach the two front wheels. All right, let me be quiet. Listen. Wow, y'all hear that? I'm on a hard left turn. Yes, it's bad on a hard left turn. Let me try. Let me go right. Okay, you can hear it on a hard right turn, but I only hear it on this side. Now, which begs the question, guys. This car has 90,000 miles, as you can see. Do you suggest or recommend both? That is a debate that will always be around. I will suggest both, but I will let the customer know that the left side is giving them the most problem. Because you never know people's situation, guys. They may be strapped for cash, strapped for money, and that's not real loud, but some people get paranoid like that and they want any kind of noise they hear fixed. All right. Now, I'm not done here, guys. I am going to go back to the shop, but I will let the car in the air and perform front suspension inspection. Front and rear suspension inspection. Never be done off a test drive. You need to let the car up in the air and get a visual of the suspension. For all you know, a rat could be trapped under the exhaust. All right, guys, so I'm getting back on the road. I don't want to film while I drive, so stay tuned. I'll be right back. We'll be under that car when I get back. Stay tuned, guys. All right, guys, I have the car in the air. Let's take a look at the underbody. All right, yes, two axles, front drive shaft, rear drive shaft. This is a four-wheel drive unit. Hey, attached to an 8-speed transmission, guys. You can pretty much tell if it's an 8-speed or not. They typically gonna have the rotary shifter. But yep, this is the front differential, guys. This car has almost 100,000 miles. And guys, keep in mind there is a change interval for diff fluid. Okay, you should service your diff at the change interval. I can see a removal port right here and a fill port right here. Same go for the rear. But what I'm more interested in right now is this axle. You're not going to be able to see if an axle producing noise. You pretty much have to know how suspension system work, because visual can only go so far as suspension work. Now I know an axle is in a twisted motion doing hard turns. So if my noise is being produced while in that state, then yes, you can suspect an axle. Let's go to the rear, guys. Yes, like I say, differential. Now this pan is different than the other. This is the type of pan when we service these, we use our sucker. Back in the day, we used to take the whole cover off, but with the invention of a hose and a sucker machine, we can suck most, not all, guys, keep in mind, most of the old fluid out and go back in with the same hole. So yes, this is quite different than the front wheel drive unit. All right, but there's a change interval, guys. Whatever your book says, get it done. I talked about that on this video, how not to neglect the scheduled maintenance. All right, and also, of course, in order to be four-wheel drive, you have to have a transfer case. How else you gonna transfer the torque from the front to the rear? and it also has a service scheduled maintenance. All right. In fact, here's a drain plug, and here's the field port. Okay. There's a time interval on when to service this transfer case. All right. Now let's talk about the transmission. 8-speed ZF version, ZF type transmission, guys. There is no such, and some publications are different, guys. They tend to call this a feel for life transmission. I have a difference of opinion as far as feel for life fluid. Okay, there's even a drain plug right here, guys. So it's hard for me to sit here and say what you should and shouldn't do on this ZF. If it was mine, I would service it. Okay, you're gonna have a port right here to fill it back up, and of course you can drain it right here. Now, but what you need to keep in mind is, as far as the transmission filter, it is integrated into the transmission pan. Okay, so you will need to get a whole complete transmission pan in order to get the filter. So you just replace the whole unit, and that's your filter and your sealing pan. All right, that's as far as it go with the transmission. Some of the 1500 has a nag unit. Okay, nag is simply a filter and a gasket, but this is a ZF. This is the 8-speed rear-wheel drive transmission. Okay, keep this stuff up, guys. They had 100,000 miles. If they out of warranty, if I was there, matter of fact, I'm gonna recommend it. Okay, remember I told you guys, Valvoline, the ZF corporation that make the transmission, have since approved Valvoline fluid to be used in their transmission. I had one guy asking for proof. I have no proof, my man, except for verbal. Now, when the rep guy get here, the rep guy come, Valvoline rep guy come once a week or once every 2 weeks. When he get here, I'm gonna ask him for documentation stating such. I don't want to mislead anybody, and I don't want to mislead you, so I will come up with some type of legal binding paper that says yes, ZF approved, because you got to be careful taking advice from somebody that has a vested interest in selling Valvoline product. Sure, he would say you can use Valvoline in this because he's trying to sell it, so you don't take it for what it's worth coming from him. But I know this guy very well and trust what he's saying. In fact, well, I won't go there, but I'm gonna get you the information you need, buddy. I saw you posted it twice. I'm not ignoring you. I just want my facts. I should have had my facts before I said it, right? Go figure. But I want to get it in writing, and I'm waiting on him to show up. But guys, that's all I have. I'm gonna write up an Excel. I'm gonna write up both and let them decide if they want to do both. I don't know how people pocketbook, and y'all can see the tires, so I'm gonna have to let them know about the tires, and we're gonna also recommend a front end alignment while we have it up in the air. Look at all this room under here, guys. And once again, all of this equipped, all of this extra additive stuff, and this engine has a 3.6 Pentastar V6 engine in it. Yes, all you 3.6 haters, stop it. This engine has some horsepower and some torque, obviously. Okay, it's equipped with 1,500 trucks fully loaded. Before I let this car, or before I take it off the rack, I will use the lift points to jack the front wheel off. I need to get a sense and a feel for the ball joints, and the only way you can do that is take the load off of the car or off the wheels. So I'm gonna jack the front suspension up. I'm gonna have to do that off camera because I have to use both of my hands. So I'm gonna go get my pry bar, use this lift to jack the front end up, and I will be checking things like hub bearings, tie rod, the suspension. I'm gonna be doing a suspension inspection, guys. But like I say, I'm gonna do that off camera. Look at that nice view of that 3. Look at all that room, guys. Wow. A mechanic cannot complain about lack of room on this particular vehicle. All right, guys, let me get this front suspension inspected properly, and I'm gonna recommend an alignment, and we're gonna go from there, guys. All right, guys, that's all I have, man. We'll talk some more later. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video.